The rowing program at Yale is quite a sophisticated operation. On an earlier installment of Inside Yale Athletics, sponsored by Under Armour, we took you inside the crew tanks inside Payne Whitney Gym, show you what the teams do to work out when it's cold outside. But now that the weather is getting nice, the teams can come out and row out here on the Housatonic River, and they have just the facility to get themselves ready at the Gilder Boathouse.
Welcome to the Gilder Boathouse in Derby, Connecticut on the Housatonic River. The lead donors are Richard Gilder and Jenny Gilder. Jenny was also an Olympian, a major woman in the history of our program. When Jenny was at Yale, she participated in what is known as, or infamously or famously known as, the Strip at Yale. The women's team did not have the facilities at the Bob Cook Boathouse that they needed. There were no showers. They would have to wait on the bus, cold and wet after practice, while the men showered and then ride the bus home. So in order to protest, they went into the Associate Athletic Director's office, stripped, and had Title IX written on their bodies and read a letter of protest to the Associate Athletic Director. Within 2 weeks, Yale quickly fixed the problem at the boathouse and brought the women's facilities slowly up to speed. Now flash forward to this boathouse, where everything in this boathouse is equal. So the square footage is divided exactly equal between men and women. Our boathouse is located 10 miles from campus, which is about a 20-minute bus ride. So time is of the essence for every Yale student. When you're going to a world-class university, taking classes at a nuclear level, time is of the essence. So every second of your day matters. So the lockers are set up and configured so that there's ease of flow. Lots of space between them so people aren't bumping into each other as they change. Open front lockers so that there's airflow with a mesh back so that everything comes and goes clean in and out. We have laundry service every other day, but still wet clothing from rowing needs to get dry. As we come through here, the back is the shower area, which is again set up, open space, 18 shower heads so that we can get in and out in a timely manner. This is our wall of fame. It's one of the first things you see when you walk into the locker room. On this wall are crews that have either won a national championship, an Eastern Sprints Ivy Championship, or what we call the HYP Championship. So over the course of time, from the beginning, the first crew, all the way down the wall to the most recent crew. And every athlete in our program wants to get their picture on this wall. One of the great traditions in this locker room, like many locker rooms, is on the way out the door, you gotta smack the sign. Ours is Row Like a Champion. Reminds us to do our best every day. We are in the trophy room at the Gilder Boathouse. We will watch video on any given day, break down practice video here on the large screen. We'll have team banquets here. We'll have alumni receptions here. One of the greatest features of this boathouse is that it's located on the finish line of our race course, so that on race days like this coming weekend, this room will be filled with spectators, and we stream our races live so that on the 90-inch plasma screen, we'll watch the first 1,500 meters of the race. The parents will watch it, and as the races approach, they're able to walk out onto the deck through the sliders and cheer on their team and see the finish right across as the crews finish here at the boathouse. Now we're down in the boat bays, the heart and soul of every boathouse. In this boathouse, we have approximately 60 boats, varying sizes from singles, doubles, quads, meaning 4 people, up to 8s. What we need to have is what's called a double fleet of boats. So when we compete at the NCAA championships, say in Sacramento, California, we have to send our boats on a trailer 5 days in advance so that we put our racing boats on the trailer, ship them out, and then we have another set of boats that are identical to the ones we shipped out to practice in for 5 days so that we can keep our rhythm and keep the same feel. So your average 8 runs about $45,000 to $50,000 depending on the specs of the boat. Your average 4 runs around $25,000 to $30,000, and your average pair runs about $15,000 to $20,000 per boat. In a given practice, we'll put 4 8s worth of athletes on the water, so we'll take this whole side of oars. We'll go out on the water. indenture request of the Gilder family when they built this boathouse was to establish a community rowing program. And it's been one of the greatest things to watch. In the summer, Yale opens up this boathouse to the Naugatuck Valley community and the New Haven community. And about 700 kids from ages 8 to high school age have access to come to Yale, to the boathouse, get in a barge, learn about the sport of rowing, and see if they like it. It's been a great program. It's been in place since the boathouse opened in 2000. And in fact, we did have an athlete row on our team at Yale who came up through the community rowing program and then got into Yale and came and rowed on our program. So like everything else at the Gilder Boathouse, the boat bays are built for speed and total efficiency. So double wide bay allows us to efficiently launch our shells, come right out here. This is a 1/4 acre of dock, so that when we mass launch, men, women, everybody at once, we can come right out and get all of our boats right on the water in the most time efficient way possible. When you take into account the Gilder Boathouse, the amount of space we have out here, combine it with the 3 rowing tanks in the Payne Whitney gym, and then the boathouse at Gales Ferry with the sleeping quarters, Yale has the most square footage of rowing facilities in the country, hands down. The birthplace of rowing, it's only right that it should be that way.